Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
Did you
back.
hire a worker over there?
No.
I forgot about that.
I know you mentioned a worker. I was just still doing my thing over here in this field.
Have you planted your garden in real life yet?
No, I have not planted the mystical potato seeds. They're still actually sitting on my counter. Oh, I guess I planted my hops.
Oh, did you?
So
Are they growing?
Two of them are growing phenomenally. One of the other two, because I bought 4, and one of the other 2 started to grow, and what am I doing? It's getting the other tractor here. Started to grow well, and then the tenant's dogs came outside and dug it up.
Aw.
And I have not been able to save it yet. It is still dead. I don't think it's coming back, but I keep watering it every day and hoping that.
So hops are a relative of marijuana. Do they look like a pot plant?
No, but it's funny because they kind of look like poison ivy.
Okay.
But it's and that's completely different than marijuana. But a lot of plants share similar, characteristics with each other. So,
what's the process with the hop? After it's grown, do you have to cure it or anything?
no, I think you just take. I actually don't know it that far in about it. I just need to get it grown. Because they have to grow at the beginning of the season, then they grow like all year. But they grow up vines, so you have to like put twine up and then make sure it's high enough for them to grow. Then you, but I think you can just take it, you put it in the freezer, and then you add it to the beer. Like I don't think you have to do anything special to it afterwards. Oops.
Is there anything you can do with hops other than make beer?
I'm sure there is. I have no intention.
Right.
Other than making.
I mean, you might like make a dish that's meant to go with a certain brew that you've made.
That is true. Have we decided anything about what seeds? Like, what should we plant this time?
Well, I think we should definitely plant something that gives us swath.
Does that flowery one give us swath? I'm pretty sure it does, right?
Does it? That's canola.
Yeah, canola definitely gives you swath. We haven't done canola in a while. Let's give it a shot.
I just showed the password. I have to change it.
Yeah, I showed it earlier too. I was going to tell you after we were done.
I don't believe canola gives swath, because if it does, that's what we should always be growing. Because look how much more it sells for.
But remember, the yield's going to be different.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out after this, but we can just plant this one field in canola and see what happens.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's canola, barley, and wheat that gives swath. But again, I could be absolutely wrong there. But no, but besides the hops, oh my god, a mosquito just landed on me. I stopped him before he ate me.
Ate me. Oh.
Yeah, we haven't gotten the other ones planted partially because you said I can't anymore.
Well, no, I think you can. I just don't think that it's the
I
right.
don't think they'll grow. You can plant them if you want them dead.
I don't know what'll happen. I don't know what happens. I mean, because there's a reason people don't plant them this time of year, and I think it's to do with the ground temperature, like because they grow underground. I think they need the cooler temperature to not. I don't know though. I don't know what happens if you grow potatoes off season.
Have you ever seen those gardens? You watch Shark Tank, right?
I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah.
You know what the concept of Shark Tank is, obviously. Yeah. There was a guy on there selling some internal garden that it was meant for people in like apartments and things like that, and it hangs on your wall and it's supposed to look all stylish and still allow you to get your own, fruits and vegetables and plants inside. I don't know if he had potatoes. I didn't look.
I bet not.
To find out. But what do you think about those? Do you think they work well?
I don't know about indoors. I mean, like, I've definitely seen these hanging gardens. I know strawberries is one of the ones that's popular where it grows. Or no, wait, no, it's tomatoes where it grows out the bottom of the plant, like the planter. Like it. Does that make sense? Like
it grows down.
The plant. Well, plants will always grow towards the light, so they like loop around. But at first, yeah, technically it grows down and then it loops up towards the light, basically.
That's pretty cool. It looks sweet.
And I guess it makes it easier to hang or whatever. Have you ever bought the herbs that are still alive from the grocery store?
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, I've bought fresh herbs before, not the ones that come in the little, bottle, but definitely like a thing of thyme all tied together.
Yeah, no, not like that. I mean, so like, I think basil's the one that's most popular with, where like, instead of buying the basil that's like cut off the plant or whatever, it's still like got its roots attached and everything. It's just the actual basil plant.
I don't know if we bought it, but we bought from the farmer's market some plantable basil. So we have basil planted out in the front. We have like some basil. I think there might be some oregano. There's definitely thyme and rosemary out in the front garden. But that's more Julia's garden. Mine's the hot garden.
Man, your oregano and thyme, get ready for that shit. It will take over the world.
No!
I have oregano that is like...
No, don't tell me that. I specifically told her she's not allowed to have mint in there because of that problem.
Oh my god, dude, I have oregano that started, like, in my garden was made at, like, the foundation of the garden, like, around the edges was all cinder blocks, and then I would grow herbs in the cinder blocks, like, in the holes in the cinder blocks, and I didn't plant my garden for, like, 2 years straight, and now I have a field of oregano. Like, if... and the same thing with thyme. Like, I started some small thyme in, like, a little... like basically crooks. Flower garden.
Just doing a little bit of B&E on the side.
Yeah, no, time's the one that just fucking spreads and spreads and spreads.
Do you remember what we said? I think it was in episode 1, Guude.
What was that?
Does not sound like you have good time management. That's the most terrible laugh I've ever heard.
Yes.
You're like, I want to tell him how stupid that was, but oh my god, I hit this tree in such a way that I wrapped the baler around it. Oh, there we go. I didn't think I was actually going to be able to get out of that one.
But yeah, no, if you don't want a lot of oregano, you've done messed up.
So how do you contain that stuff?
I have no idea. The oregano I've given up on. It's just a wild, like I said, I have a field of oregano, and there's just no stopping it.
It's taking over the world.
It is. Like I don't know. You just have to, I guess, dig it up. Honestly, I just haven't. Like every year, I've started drying it, and like I stopped last year because I had like 6. The largest mason jars they sell just filled with dry oregano. It's like, what am I gonna do with all this oregano? I can't make enough dishes with it all.
Once you dry it though, it doesn't like go bad, right?
I don't know about that. I feel like it's kind of like any spice. I feel like the longer it sits, the less potent it's gonna be.
That's true. Spices do become very less potent after a while, which gets really annoying because you buy this jar for like a couple bucks at the store, and then a year later, when you've only used the top little portion of it, and then you're like, oh, this doesn't taste like anything anymore.
Right. Yeah. I don't know who it is that uses enough spices to
justify
I guess
those
Indian
things.
people.
I get. It's funny. One of the guys that Julia works with, he made a big. Maybe it wasn't Indian, but it was that style of cuisine anyway. The same type of food. Whoever uses a lot of turmeric. Is that Indian cuisine?
Yeah.
So he specifically had to go to the store and buy multiple bottles of turmeric because he was trying to make something extremely authentic, and I guess turmeric is huge in that culture, and it's cheap and readily available that they use it, whereas it's expensive and we don't use it as much here in America. So we had to go out buy all these bottles of it because they only sold it in these teeny bottles because nobody ever uses it in America.
Huh.
But also, I'm not necessarily a big fan of the turmeric either, so I didn't think it turned out that great. I'm not a fan of like Ethiopian food either, and Julia always is upset with me because she always wants to eat Ethiopian because how delicious it is, and I'm always like, no.
I don't think I've ever had Ethiopian cuisine. There's an Ethiopian place here in Raleigh that I've never actually gone. I always wanted to go try it out though.
See, there's only 1 or 2 things on the Ethiopian menu that I find tasty, and so Ethiopian food is you're supposed to eat it with like it's like a family type of atmosphere. Whereas you get the they bring out a big. Well, you can order it this way. You don't have to, but it's more fun to do it this way. But you order this big platter, basically, and it comes out on the bread. I don't know if it's like called naan, or I can't remember what the bread is called, but it's like a non-risen bread is kind of like the plate of this whole platter. And then there's the different sections of, like, there's meats, vegetables, like all these different pieces of it to the side. And you're supposed to, like, be feeding each other, and you're ripping up the plate and everything as your vessel to pick something up and bring it to your mouth as, you know, part of the plate as you're eating it. And so it's like a cool concept and all, but I always go with people who are determined to get that the best Ethiopian food is the vegetarian stuff. And the only thing I really like there's like one or two of the vegetables I find okay, but I like some of the meats that are on there, and I never end up getting them because they're like, oh, the vegetarian one, that's the best. Like every time I've gone, they always get the vegetarian platter, family platter, and I'm like, well, there we go. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah. Like I thought that's how it was. Where you had like the bread, and then you basically like make like you use the bread as like your fork, so to speak, and you like cup whatever the hell you want into the bread, pick it up off the plate, and eat it. Is that
I don't
right?
think there's a fork involved.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Instead of the fork, you got the bread.
Oh
yeah,
exactly.
Grabbing shit with.
I thought you said you pull the bread and then you use your fork to scoop your stuff on it.
No. There is no. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no fork involved. But yeah, you should definitely try it. It's because you probably like it with your like food taste and everything. You probably really enjoy it. It just personally is not something that I like to go out of my way for at all.
Is it spicy?
No. Not really at all. Which kind of makes me sad because I like spicy food. Oh, I did go recently for the first time to Texas de Brazil.
Oh, is that like a Brazilian steakhouse, but a different?
It's supposed to be
chain?
like basically the one that competes with Fogo de Chao.
Yeah.
I will tell you, not that impressed.
Really? See, I heard some people. I mean, they were from England. It was the Forgecraft guys or the FTB guys. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to that instead of Fogo de Chao. They were like, "Oh, it's so much better than Fogo de Chao," and I was like, "Yes, it's." I mean, to me, Fogo de Chao is pretty amazing. I'm just not gonna risk it. Like, I'm not willing to take that chance. I know I'm gonna enjoy Fogo de Chao. I'm not gonna fuck around with that.
The meat portion was fine. The meat portion was really, really good, but just like Fogo de Chao was really, really good. And that, what I was really disappointed with, and this is really strange to say, but their salad bar was the shittiest salad bar I've ever dealt with. Well, I can't say the shittiest. It had so little items on it that it was basically like some salad stuff, and I mean salad stuff as in there was lettuce, 2 different kinds of lettuce, and some dressing and some bacon. They had the bacon and the prosciutto and stuff up there, which was nice. But there was lobster bisque was on the salad menu, which was pretty good. But that was pretty much it. There was none of the fruits and vegetables and things like that are also on. Like, that's one thing about Fogo de Chao is their salad bar is amazing. They want you to fill up on it, I'm sure, to not eat the meat, but it's a really, really good salad bar. And there was just nothing to really go in between massive amounts of meat that you're shoving in your face at this other place. Because I wanted to go up and get some, like, fruit or something like that in the middle, but there was not that. So I'm not saying it was bad. It just I would definitely put Fogo de Chao way up on the list compared to Texas de Brazil.
Man, now I want some Fogo de Chao.
It is. So Texas de Brazil does give a 20% discount. I found out to first responders. So I got a 20% discount for me and my entire party, up to 9 people.
Shit!
Up to 8 people. I mean. So
that's pretty good.
That was pretty cool. And it was funny because my dad was there as well because my parents were just in town, and he's a cop, so there was 2 of us, like, quote unquote first responders at the table, and we're both like, oh, we can show our like IDs for us, and he's like, I just need 1 for 8 people at the table. I was like, well, shit. So that was significant portion off the bill. So it was only $40 for all you can eat delicious meat.
That's pretty good.
I will say their salad bar. Not just the items on it, but it was extremely disorienting. They had.
What do you mean?
It was a two-sided salad bar, which, you know, it's like a big circle, just like, you know, at any other type of salad bar. But they had a mirror in between them underneath the salad bar, so you couldn't see through to the other side, and it was the most disorienting thing. And I thought it was just me at first, and I went back to the table, and I was like, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, that salad bar, that mirror really threw me off. And everybody was like, yeah, you couldn't tell. You were trying to reach into something, and somehow your own reflection, the way the angle that they had it at, like, got you confused at what you were grabbing. It was really strange. I don't know if you've ever... It was like a Funhouse mirror salad bar.
Right. The Funhouse mirror salad bar.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. But now, even though I just had it the other day, now I want more delicious Brazilian steakhouse.
I don't know where the closest Fogo de Chao is to me. I think I've only gone at a convention.
Oh, how did you know about it then? Because wasn't it your suggestion the first time we went? I think the first time I ever went was after the first time I'd gone here in DC. But then I went with you at one of the conventions, and I was like, oh, Guude must eat at this place all the time.
No, like, before I go somewhere, I always look up the food in the area, and that's basically how I'd found out about it. I was like, that sounds like a good thing I want to eat, basically.
I didn't realize that you did never eaten it before a convention.
No, that was my first.
Your virgin meat in mouth experience.
Yeah, my first time I ever shoved that much meat in.
So first time any man that many men have come over to your table and shoved their meat in your mouth.
Yeah. Honestly, one of my favorite things there is the damn little chicken things, which is weird because you would expect it to be one of the beef dishes, but little chickens that I really like.
I'm not as big of a fan of the chickens, but I don't think it's that they taste bad. I think it's just because, in my opinion, I want the beef. So I kind of I'm like, nah, the chicken can wait. It's like the little sausages that they have are good, but I'm like, yeah, I'll have one and just taste it. Like, because I'd rather just get all the different cuts of, like, the beef, the rib, the whatever the hell kind of cut of meat they have that day. That's one thing that Texas Day Brazil didn't have either. They didn't have the picture menu. I liked having the picture menu.
Yeah, you need to know what you're looking for.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not about what I have; it's about what I haven't yet had.
Yeah, right.
I can base that off of the pictures. God, I'm driving this tractor like I'm drunk right now because I can't stay in a straight line on these swaths. After I get
so much wheat.
Yeah, after I get this field done, I'm gonna not do the one that you're doing right this second and wrap and sell these bales because I'm gonna have a shit ton of money from this.
We need to fertilize that field that just got planted too.
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
Once you finish that one, I guess set the worker on that field too.
You don't want to set the worker on fertilizing the field?
I guess you could. Will they even do that? It won't take long.
I think, I mean, you can even set the worker on apparently picking up the bales that I'm doing, except he probably won't put grass in at the end for me.
I wonder what he would do if I set him to do this. Like, does he go emptied in the silo? What happens?
Oh, I think they just wait until you empty it out for him.
Well, that's lame.
Because, like I said, I can drive next to you and, like, pull in the stuff into the trailer. So I think they wait for you to do that before they will do anything, because I don't know, they like to get pampered for their money. Maybe it was in their union contract or something that they don't have to drive over to the side.
I mean, that really sucks, because this thing fills up fast.
Yeah, that means that they will just literally just sit there. It's still only 6,000, right?
Yeah.
How much are you getting per row?
I think like 3.
Okay, so you're doing like 2 runs. Yeah, I'm not even getting a full row of this. It's about 3/4, maybe 2/3 of a row before it fills up with hay bale.
Wow.
There we go. I just got this field finished. I'll set the worker on the other field. I'm gonna start wrapping all these bales. Let's see what we got, because it's gonna be a lot of money. Where is... Oh man, he left the tractor way over there. Trucking along the field. I guess the question is, should I do canola in the next field, or should we go back to something just in case the canola doesn't give us what we want?
Yeah, I think we should test the canola.
Alright, so I'll go back to...
See which ones sells for more, the rattlesnake or the whatever this is we have now.
You left the tractor running. Man, it's wasting our fuel.
What a jerk.
He's got left the cover open. What if it rained?
Ruined all our seed.
The seed that doesn't really exist in there because they just kind of buy it out of nowhere.
Right. He's just got it in his pockets. He comes to the place with just giant pockets of
Seed in his pocket. It's good to go. Should I set this going at some funny angle?
No, please, God.
Are you sure?
I don't know if people ever saw that we had planted at a weird angle.
Didn't they?
I don't know. You can see it now. Actually, I'm going over top of it. You can see where it planted weird.
We can do the pea pods, grass. We'll go back to the rattlesnake tail.
Is that selling for more
No,
than the wheat?
I just figured why not. It's just different.
Changing up these videos a little bit.
I know. Gotta make it somewhat exciting for the people. I mean, we never do the same thing twice in this game. Never, ever, ever. Let's see. Drop this baler off.
People really liked it when I ran that truck into a
a river.
Yeah.
into a what do you call it? Oh, mountain and river.
Just gonna do more of that. I wrecked my car last week.
Like what?
Yeah. I
like for real? For real?
Yeah.
Just okay. Go on.
I was backing out of my driveway the same way I always have, and I was kind of in a hurry, and I had a scone on my lap, and I didn't want the scone to fall off my lap too, and so I wasn't. There was multiple reasons I wasn't paying attention. Like I was following someone, and I told them to wait, and they just left in a hurry, and so like I didn't know exactly where I was going, and so like I was trying to catch up basically, and again I had the scone in my lap, and so
very
like
important to know. What kind of scone was it?
It was chocolate chip.
Okay. Did it have nuts on it?
And you know what? I've always had scones. They were always hard, and this scone was very not hard. It was the most like moist and soft scone that I've ever had in my life. Flaccid scone.
Yeah, nobody likes flaccid scones.
It was really good though. In fact, I ate it while I examined the damage.
Like that's terrible.
Yeah, I just stood there beside my car eating a scone while I looked at the sad damage I just inflicted upon my vehicle.
But what'd you end up hitting?
So I turned. I guess I pulled forward more than I normally do in my spot and not realized it. And I probably turned the wheel too sharply as I backed up, because like I always basically back to the right and then drive forward out of the driveway. And I backed into my pecan tree, and it didn't seem that bad at first. I mean, I just barely hit the damn thing. I'd only moved probably at the most 5 feet total, like a sharp turn into it. And so I pulled forward, and the car sounded terrible. Like I figured it was like scrubbing in the wheel well is what I decided before I got out of my car and looked. But no, I knocked my entire suspension off.
The new car.
Oh yeah. This is the third time I've wrecked it.
The new
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't. None of the other ones were really my fault, so to speak. I got rear-ended right after I bought it. Like it was only a week old at that point, in a parking lot on Father's Day, actually. So I guess that was probably 2 years ago here, recent. And then I was coming home and I came over a hill and somebody had killed a deer and left it in the middle of the street, and so I ran over this deer, and that did a shitload of damage. That really fucked my car up. And then there's this time where the bumper looks fine, but the The fender looks dented to the point where that's probably going to need to be replaced. And again, the whole suspension is on the ground.
So, what are you driving now, and how much is it going to cost to get fixed? Is insurance going
to
pay
Well, I don't know. I had it towed there the same day it happened, and so last time, so since my car has been fixed twice since I bought it, the insurance company basically told me that next time I had a claim, my insurance would double for the next 4 years. So that's basically an increase of like $4,000 a year for the next 4.
Why I didn't report a small hole in my plastic.
I still don't believe that, because it was a non-fault to you. Like everything else has been my fault. Actually, my insurance didn't increase when I ran over the deer because it wasn't my fault.
No matter what you do, insurance, they want to increase it based on any claims that you file because it.
Well, that's not true. Because, like I said, the deer, it was a non-fault to me.
But they said if you had any type of claim again, it would double.
Well, no, that was after I got rear-ended. But that one, the cop decided it was both people's fault, so it wasn't like a no fault to me.
Well, so I live in a no fault state anyway. So no matter what happens, in theory, is no fault where I live. I guess I'm assuming.
But I still think someone else's insurance pays for the issue. Like whenever you filed the claim, her insurance would have paid for it.
And they might have paid for it, including my deductible and all, which would be great. But it would be a claim on my record that if I even got in another accident that wasn't my fault, there is now another claim that they're going to look at against me to raise my insurance rates.
That's not how my insurance works. It's really not.
But obviously it might be. If you were told that if you had any type of claim again, that they would double your insurance. This would just happen to be your fault. What if this wasn't your fault? Isn't that
no? If it wasn't my fault, it wouldn't affect my insurance for sure. Like if somebody had just ran into my car, then my insurance would not change. For sure, I'm 100% certain about this.
So back to your story.
All right. So anyways, so I had it towed there, and same place I've always had my cars worked on, and. This was like last week, and they didn't get back to me right away, and so I waited. And then today I finally called, and I was like, what's going on? Like, why have I not got a quote yet? Because I've been waiting to get a quote to see exactly what it's going to cost, to see if I would pay for it myself or if I'm a file on the insurance, because I haven't called insurance at all yet. She's like, oh, looks like we forgot about your car. And she's like, someone will call you back today, which they didn't.
You called them out there and say, we forgot about it again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call him tomorrow and be like, "Hey, so what's up? What's up with my car?"
How much do you? So you dropped your whole transmission off, or your whole suspension off? I mean.
Yeah, there's a picture on Twitter. You can see where.
Let's look at that, because I'm guessing it's gonna be in the neighborhood of $4,000 to $8,000.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm thinking too. like if it's around four-ish or so, I'll just have to pay for it myself. I think, just based on like what insurance costs would be. It'd make more sense for me just to pay for it myself. But yeah, it does suck. And in the meantime, I've been driving my grandmother's car actually.
Oh, what kind of car is it? Is it like an old Oldsmobile Cutlass?
No, it's a Ford Taurus.
Oh, okay.
But it's not a new one. It's like a '93, I believe.
Did they make the Taurus in '93?
I think it's a 93. Maybe it's a 96. It's a 90 something.
I don't know. I don't know what years they made the Taurus or not, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they made the Taurus back in '93.
Yeah, it's only got like 30,000 miles on it.
Oh God, are you sure it doesn't have like 230,000 miles?
I am certain. It's literally, whenever people say it was owned by an old woman and she only ever drove it to church, that's literally this car. Like, it has only ever gone to church, and there are occasional. The farthest it's ever gone is to like a doctor's office in Raleigh. So it's made a couple of like 40-minute trips at its time, but yeah, it's never gone anywhere.
So all those other people who say that are just saying it to try to make sure they can sell the car. You're saying it for real. But by the way, the car is for sale, right? Anyone listening to this video who wants it, it's only $15,000.
I can't imagine it's worth $1,000.
Oh, a 93. I don't think a 93 is worth anything to, like, a 93 Taurus, probably a $300 blue book value on that car.
Right.
Well, because it's technically a historic car at this point, right? Or is it's got one more year? Isn't it 25 years when they become like historic, and Like then you can get the historic, and if your state has like an emissions law or whatever, they're now exempt from the emissions laws because they're
really?
antiques.
Huh. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either 20 or 25 years that makes most cars historic.
Wow. Put it in the Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't go that far. Just saying, if you have to do like emissions testing, you become exempt from it because. And I don't know if that's every state.
That's kind of silly. Like, so you can just fuck the world because it's old. It's old. I mean, I guess that kind of explains Republicans.
Yeah. I was about to say something similar, like in a political sense, but yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what it is. It's you get old enough and it doesn't. God, what were we talking about the other day, where they made the? Oh God, was it with SUVs or something? I was talking to somebody about something, and it was the same thing. It was pretty much like, oh, they're putting all these regulations in to stop this, but if you meet this, then you don't have to meet any of the regulations at all, and you can kind of go like, do it. It's like the carbon shares. You know, carbon shares didn't really stop anything. It just made people share their carbon shares. Or their credits. Is that what it was, the carbon credits?
I don't know.
You don't have any idea what I'm talking about?
I have
the
no
whole
idea.
Paris climate exchange thing?
Oh, I see what you're talking about, yeah. No, I don't know how that worked, though.
The greenhouse gas credits? Yeah, I don't remember what they were exactly, but it was pretty much like, oh, well, this one country will give them more because they still need to get up to speed with everybody else. So they're allowed to pollute more. You know, type of deal. It was just kind of like, okay, this is, I get it, but I don't at the same time. Oh my God! Oh, my tractor fell over.
Did it really?
Well, no, it's back. Trying to wiggle my way in between these bales to go to the next one to get wrapped. Sometimes they start rolling down the hill, and you catch it with your tire and just go like flying up the thing.
How many bells do you have? Do you know?
I don't know. This is only wrapping the ones from the second field. I haven't even gotten to the first field yet. So I'm working backwards, but it's probably at like 25.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got 12 right there.
And there's this is only half the field. The other 12 are up the other rest of them are up the hill on the left side of the field. And these are all just from the second field. And then to the right of the first field, like field 15, is where I dropped all those ones off. So they're still
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 or 14, I'm not sure if I counted one of them. So 13 or 14 of them over here.
Yeah, so that's 25. I think 25 times, that's like $40,000.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, we probably still should stop the lease on the bale wrapper and just buy it at some point. How much did it cost?
50,000.
Should we just,
but yeah,
should we just lease it forever? Make it the one thing we just constantly lease.
So can you send it? Oh, just dropped my headset. Can you send it back and then like get a new one, basically?
I mean, I think you'd send it. Do you think it'd be cheaper? You mean?
Well, no, but I mean, like eventually, because it still probably has maintenance costs even beyond the lease, right? Or does it? Or does the lease negate that?
I would assume the lease negates maintenance cost, but maybe not. I don't know. I would assume the lease is a flat fee, but I could be wrong. Because if they started charging us extra for an older vehicle because of maintenance costs, why wouldn't we just stop the lease and then just release?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna sell this original case front part.
You don't think we'll ever want it again?
I can't imagine.
How much is it worth?
It was worth $2,000. It's gone though.
Yeah, I watched it disappear. I coincidentally was looking in that direction. It just goes poof into dust. It's gone.
I'm gonna sell this bell spikes too.
You don't think we'll ever need them again?
It's only worth $400. We can buy them again, I guess, if we need them.
I mean, that's not the savvy consumer. If we need them again, do those have a maintenance cost?
I imagine they do. I don't actually know that.
The bale spikes. Gotta take them to the shop and oil and lube them up. Change the filters.
The filters.
Every so often, make sure they're in good shape. Give them a tune-up.
Dude, we got 40,000 wheat in the silo, and we got 21,000 over there in the thing.
Decent amount of wheat. They will wait for one of those wheat wheat increases. Okay.
And then who knows how many bales you're gonna get out of this damn field.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I haven't even touched it yet, is because I know that's the biggest field. Hey, how did this bale get way down here? How am I ever gonna go get that bale? It's like hidden. What was on this one? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and oh, so field 15 is literally half the size of field 14.
It doesn't seem like it is. I notice it takes them a lot longer for them to plant over there, but it doesn't seem like it's that much bigger.
Yeah,
Just look at them.
I got exactly half the number of bales out of this field than I did the other one.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that small either, or that much different either.
Someday we'll own that $1 million field.
And that's the only field we'll ever have to do anything to.
6 episodes in, we're still planting it.
The worker will still be going because they'll be stuck in a tree for half the time. Oh man, I put these in a way that I can't really even get to them all the best.
Well, I guess we're out of time again for today.
All right, guys.
Farmed good.
In the next episode.
Bye.